You say whatever you say on the internet, right? You represent a company. A company has its own fine print, right? The company has its own fine print. So you say blah 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 blah, say a horrible thing about whoever dies in front of their wife and kids, right? Your stupid ass got on the company's t-shirt, taking selfies with the company uniform, saying what you saying on the internet, and last but not least, doubling down on what you said, even when you don't have, when you have a lack of information on whoever you don't know this person from a from paint on the wall, but you must always question what's being told to you. If you're a critical thinker, you always and never skip the fine print. You need the your favorite thing to find is the fine print. Where is the fine print? What's good, man? We back. It's been a long hiatus. Only a week. But we just gonna start off just right out the gate with it. Right out the gate with it. You didn't read the fine print. I'm gonna say that again without messing up the word. You did not read the fine print. Now you say, hey, what you mean by fine print? Okay, let's do this. Let's look at what's going on in the current climate of outside right now. Somebody, a prominent figure, has passed that if you've been watching him, he's not that controversial. He just says the truth. If you haven't been watching him and you just been tuned into him just because this guy died, and you know, you just watching a couple clips that are out of context, that get you in your feelings. Oh my God, I'm in my feelings. Oh my God, I'm in my feelings now. Look what he said. He said, blah, 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 right? Y'all have to stop letting the media, your little friend that every time you get a man, she does little shit, slick shit to get you back single again. She don't have conflict resolution skills. She just go with her feelings. She's jealous, but she won't tell you. Like, you gotta stop listening to those people around you. A lot of those people that I'm talking about, those NPCs, y'all have a lot of those friends, families, associates. Y'all keep them around in your circumference. Y'all keep them contaminating your circle, right? They never tell you about context. They never tell you about the fine print of things. You must understand, since the beginning of time, since you've been watching television, right? Since you've been watching television and seeing commercials, seeing these drug commercials, seeing any commercial, you see these very small print at the bottom of the screen. I don't watch TV no more, so the commercials I seen, maybe I just overlooked the fine print. Maybe those things are still there. But the fine print is the extra detail that you miss. The extra detail that says in perpetuity. The extra detail that says you're gonna suffer some consequences. But we don't want to tell you what the consequences are until it's time. But we did give you the fine print to read, but you just refused to read it. Free speech has a fine print to it as well. I'll say that again. Free speech has a fine print to it as well. because the overarching title of a bill or a situation is this, you gotta look at what does it incur, what is the rules and regulations with this law called free speech, because free speech is indeed a law, right? But like every law, there is context under it. Everybody listen, you must be a person that wants to find the context in most things or everything, because in this era we're in now with clips, uh uh rage baiting, scamming, anything that'll get you to do what they want you to do. But if they give you the whole context, you might not do what they want you to do. The context is very important. The fine print is extremely important. And only smart people understand that don't take everything for face value, especially when it comes to politics, television, commercials, anything that has to do with your money, anything that somebody has to benefit from you off of. They tell you certain things, but they omit very important details of things. You want to find what they're omitting. You want to find the fine print. So the fine print in free speech, this is what this is. And it's going to shock you. It's going to shock most of you, because most people in America are dumb. Right? This is a fact. Most people in America are dumb. And when you're easily manipulated by your emotions, you're considered lower intelligence, okay? It doesn't matter what you look like. If you are easily manipulated with your emotions, you are considered lower IQ. This is a fact. This is not, you could look this up and study science, whatever. You're considered low IQ. Because once I get to your emotions, your logic is gone. Free speech. This man dies, Charlie Kirk, he dies. Rest in peace. Right? Common sense. Human being dies on camera in front of his wife and child. What is your first reaction? Is your first reaction empathy, sympathy, or is it praise, celebration? Fine, you did that in your own home. You did that while there's no cameras around, right? Say if you did the latter, the second thing. I mean, you're not human no more, or you've never been. You got a black heart, but whatever. The reason why 99% of y'all did the latter, the celebration, the saying the awful things online, I'm willing to bet I might put the house up. Yo, 99% of y'all have never watched a full Charlie Kirk debate to even get the context. Y'all just watch them little clips on TikTok. Your algorithm is already biased a certain way. Your algorithm is already for rage bait, and you always click on the rage bait. You think you're right with how you think, right? The algorithm will validate how you think, because that's the algorithm. You are your own algorithm in your phone. This is a fact, okay? You are your own algorithm. This is why when you're at a certain mind state, a certain level, whatever you are in your mind, whatever you click on in your phone, the algorithm will always feed that to you. Oh, you think you like this? We're gonna always feed you the content that you like, that you keep clicking on, that you keep watching, that you keep liking. We're gonna keep feeding that to you every time. Oh, we see another one. Oh, he like when he likes being rage baited. We're gonna keep giving him rage bait. You keep clicking on it, you keep commenting, keep giving him more. Oh, he don't like this guy. Oh, you just give him more content because he keeps reacting to it. Oh, you're being led astray by your own self. All the algorithm is in every social media platform. You are literally being led astray by yourself. You are being led astray. That you are your own algorithm. The life you live is your own algorithm. If you live unhealthy, you eat unhealthy, you got unhealthy people around you, the algorithm in your life will show you're going to be unhealthy. You're going to keep making bad decisions. You're going to be fat. You're going to be your stamina is going to be low. You're going to have ED. Like, you are making every mistake to yourself. These social media platforms just perfected it for you. Now let's get back to free speech with the fine print. You say whatever you say on the internet, right? You represent a company. A company has its own fine print, right? The company has its own fine print. So you say blah, 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 blah. Say a horrible thing about whoever dies in front of their wife and kids, right? Your stupid ass got on the company's t-shirt, taking selfies with the company uniform, saying what you saying on the internet, and last but not least, doubling down on what you said, even when you have a lack of information on whoever you don't know this person from paint on the wall. You don't know what version of off-white this is on the wall, but you think it's this version. So you like, nah, I don't like this version, but you really like the other version, but you ain't do the research on what. Listen, maybe my analogy was trash. You don't know this person from a can of paint, but you seen a clip or two. So when the guy dies, your monkey brain is saying, oh, I did see this one clip where he said something about something that I did not like. I didn't agree with him, even though he was being objective, even though he was kind of right, but I don't like when people tell me the truth. So I'm gonna be emotional, and my grandmother don't like him, and my girl don't like him. Shit, my girl didn't like Kevin Samuels neither. So shit, my body and brain said, you know what, I don't like Kevin Samuels neither. So if my girl said don't like Charlie Kirk, guess what? I'm not gonna like Charlie Kirk because I listen to my girl. I don't have my own brain. I let the internet, I let the people around me, I let all these bad influences around me think for me, because critical thinking takes too much time. Reading takes too much time. Finding content and context in the things that I don't agree with takes too much time, because my emotions has already made my decisions for me. Why do I need to find the context in the things? That's too much work. Why? I let the phone think for me. I let the TikTok think for me. I see these videos with the music in the back. And it got the guy's face that I don't like, and it says a quote, but it doesn't have him saying the quote. It just got the quote up there with his face and the music. So this makes me think that he actually said it. Like, you're being programmed to be retarded every single day of your life, and you allow it. To whoever followed what I just did in that whole segment, this is the brain capacity of somebody who, if they were aware of everything that is making them just make bad decisions in their life, who to hate, who to trust, who to listen to, if they were aware, they will be able to talk like that in the third person. This is me looking at the idiots in the third person and being like, yo, you don't even know. You just been led astray by your own self. You say this horrible thing about this guy you don't know, you get fired. Wow. The fine print in your company says you got to represent the brand. Oh, you didn't know that, did you? The fine print in your company, free speech, has an asterisk next to it. Free speech don't mean free speech without consequences if you don't obey the fine print under free speech. Smart guy, this is a smart guy talking to you now. You must understand. And for the fact that a lot of y'all did not understand what happened 2020 to 2023 and a half, when the pandemic was here, y'all questioned free speech in 2025, but never questioned the free speech that was taken away, that had y'all saying what y'all was saying, that actually woke a lot of people up when the pandemic occurred. Say what you didn't agree with taking the jab during 2020 to 2022 and a half, 2023. What would have happened? Number one, demonetization. Number two, maybe unemployment. Number three, people around you looking at you different because they're NPCs, right? They don't ask questions. When the government tell them to do something, they don't ask no questions. They're not critically thinking. The government can tell you something that's right, but you must always question what's being told to you. If you're a critical thinker, you always and never skip the fine print. You need the your favorite thing to find is the fine print. Where is the fine print? We gotta find the fine print. Okay, the fine print says this. I could say what I want, but because I said what I want, that don't mean there ain't no consequence. Maybe I can't put you in jail for free speech, right? I can't put you in jail. But if you incite a riot, I could possibly put you in jail, right? If you threaten the president, I could possibly put you in jail or try you in court. Like, stop being dumb. I need y'all to stop being stupid and understand everything you say has a consequence, especially if you are working for a company. You can say what you want independently. Most people don't have the money flow, cash flow to say what they want independently. So even if they're working on a side hustle, they still got a regular job, right? A regular job. So I got tons of texts. Last week, especially during the height of the situation. I'm just coming back from Montclair, New Jersey. Beautiful place, by the way. Gorgeous place. Right? During my stay, I'm eating ramen. I'm going to this place, going to that place. First day back from Montclair, New Jersey. Jet lag, tired, 6:30 p.m. I open my eyes up because I think I might have taken a nap. I look at my phone. I see, oh, he dies. Charlie Kirk, he is dead. Rest in peace, right? So, I know what climate we in. I was like, somebody's going to say something stupid on the net. I goes to sleep, wake up. People start saying stupid shit. And then I'm looking, I'm like, hold on. So your company never had a fine print that told you represent us if you represent this brand incorrectly, especially if you're wearing the actual uniform, you idiots. Right? Of course, they're not gonna keep you within the company because You got viral on TikTok for saying what you saying, and then people find out where you lived at, where you stayed at, where you went to work at, where you got your money from. Oh, you got your money from them over there? Oh shit. Okay. Like, people don't even know why they vote how they vote. People don't know why they don't like who they like. The sign of intelligence versus stupidity and idiocracy is, for me, I could never be upset, emotional, mad over somebody that I don't know, I never been in the same room with. That person don't know me. He never did nothing to me physically. He never did nothing to me financially, directly, that I know about. Why do I have any emotions for him or her? That's a sign of me being logical, me being intelligent, me thinking critically, right? I had a class in my college that when I went to college for that brief amount of time, maybe like 2-3 years, I went to college. Uh, I had a class called critical thinking, right? And in critical thinking class, there was, I think every school should have this because a lot of people are missing that factor in their brain. They're missing that that little skill set in your brain that makes you think about something, makes you think about certain scenarios or something, makes you, you know, just really brainstorm and really just come up with analogies, ideas, plans, um solutions, problems. You come up with a whole profile on something. Like, what can I do to solve this? What can I do to think differently about this? Like, it's about changing perspective. It's actually a quite complicated skill now that I think about it. It requires a lot of movement parts in the brain. It requires research, development, studying, looking within yourself. A lot of things that I'm noticing now at my age in this 2025, that a lot of people don't really have this skill set. I'm at peace with it. But what I'm not at peace with, which I think people need to really get this in their heads. I know it's hard, right? You've been taught the wrong way for 40 years of your life. You ain't never just pondered, like, am I thinking about this wrong? Everybody in the room is saying the same thing, or most people. Let me talk to the guy in the corner, or let me talk to the guy sitting down that's just looking at y'all, not saying nothing. I want to know what he thinks. Maybe he has a different perspective. Maybe she got a different perspective. Okay, I go and talk to him. He does have a different perspective. The 80 people out of the 100 people in this room been saying the same thing. Something has to be wrong. Somebody is programming their emotions to say this. That guy is not the guy that I'm talking about. That guy will be me. I'm the critical thinker. I'm thinking of what that person should say if they was trying to expand their perspective. Everybody has this. They've been thinking this way since they was 20 years old. Everybody around them been thinking this way since they was whatever years old. They 45 now, 50. Everybody around them still thinking this person is the bad guy, or their grandparents have been voting this way forever, and never in their brain have they thought, yo, something is wrong. I'm seeing things that's not making sense. I need to read the fine print. Why was I doing this? Why was I following my predecessor this way? Oh, you fine, you do your research, you live a little, you understand your predecessor have never, ever, ever tried to expand their brain set. Wow, eureka, right? You started telling yourself the truth. The only way you can expand your perspective, change your mindset where you are right now, you got to tell yourself a lot of truth. You got to be willing to learn new things. You got to be willing to be objective. Oh my God. He said objective. Let me give you the definition of that, and that's in my head. To be objective is to judge things, critique things, review things, whatever it is, without bias or with very little bias, right? And subjectivity is the vice versa of that. There might be bias to it. Music, you judge music subjectively. You can only do it subjectively. There's a way to do it objectively, but certain things release that dopamine in our brain, certain sounds we hear. I like this genre of music, right? It's gonna release certain dopamine in my head or in this person's head. Like, wow, I like this. You listen to Joe Schmo next to you, he has a completely different love for a different genre of music. He's not gonna like what you just played with NBA YoungBoy. There's a high chance he might not like it. That's subjectivity. Politics in the propaganda game. Politics in the propaganda game has become way more subjective, especially on one side. The liberals have taught their herd how to look at things only subjectively and only through their subjectivity. Whoever's running that side, whoever's running the Democrats or liberal side today in 2025, they have taught their herd to not question them. They have taught their herd, if you question them, this is a bad thing for you. You don't want to question us. If you question us, something is going to happen to you. We're going to try to do something to you. And guess what? We're going to make the herd make this thing that we did to you acceptable. Let me just stay silent for a little bit for what I just said. You could go back 10 seconds, 15 seconds and replay that back. You go against us. How dare you go against us? We told you to take the jab. What? We told you that this person was acceptable for the job, even though they suck. We want them there. Okay, we want this mayor, Lori Lightfoot, for Chicago. Of course we did. You better accept her. Yeah, she destroyed the city. So what? Yo, we told y'all to vote for Brandon Johnson. All right, you better do it. Come here, you better do it. Vote for him. Okay, you don't see he's black. You don't see he has a mohawk, huh? You don't see he has a mohawk, huh? Okay. It don't matter if we told y'all while we was under rule that you can't say nothing about COVID. Mind your business, huh? Come here, mind your business. Okay? Jimmy Kimmel just lost his job, all right? We said that this was bad. We said that this was fascism. You better say it's fascism, okay? We got a couple people fired for COVID, and that was a part of our agenda. This is not a part of our agenda. Jimmy Kimmel needs to keep being in that night show and keep saying bad jokes, okay? He needs to keep saying bad jokes. Oh, you don't agree? You're a fascist, okay? You're a fascist. Must I continue? Do you understand what game is being played? This is the game that's being played. The game is propaganda. The game is to make you think how they think. The game is to stop you from objectively thinking. There is things that I do not agree with on the conservative side, even though that's how I voted in this very last election. Guess what? I can go to my conservative counterparts and be like, yo, I don't like this. And we have a discussion. Oh, now, I understand you don't like this, but, I guess we could just agree to disagree. You don't like it. Let you do that same thing on the other side to where they're at now, the liberals, the Democrats. It's a shouting match. It's a fight. It's a potential fight. It's a potential that you might get harmed. This is a dangerous game that is unfolding in front of you. That I don't think people quite understand what's going on. It's literally a lot of people that ignore details because the details don't agree with their current mindset and perspective right now, right? So they will literally block out certain information that they're seeing with their own two eyes because they don't agree, or there's a potential that this thing won't agree with how they thinking right now. They won't listen to them. They'll stop the argument. They'll walk away. They'll eject themselves from the conversation however they can. Like, this is what it's like to debate people that's on the other side. If you're an independent or conservative trying to debate somebody who is liberal, this is a fact. Now you have such an horrific tragedy that occurred. I want to say a day before September 11th, on the 10th of September. So right now we are 8 days after the assassination. There are things that's unfolding in your face that I don't think you quite understand yet. The solution to debate somebody that you disagree with is kind of going away. And in free speech, in the language of free speech, the fine print that I've discussed earlier is there is no such thing as free speech without consequences. And the consequences have just increased in front of your face. I don't want nobody being hurt for what they said. Never. But on a certain side, clearly, they don't mind that being a thing. So now that we can't negotiate with terrorists, now that we can't negotiate or debate with somebody who's logical or illogical, now that we can't have a discussion and disagree with somebody who may disagree with us totally, because there is a chance that there can be violence that occurs, because these people that are on the left side of the podium, they have been brainwashed so much they don't even know. They've all been turned into NPCs at a level that has never been seen in American history. There has been a few things that happened before Charlie Kirk. Senators got knocked off. Governor houses got burned down because of whatever happened. Assassination attempts have occurred, right? On presidents, on Trump. I told people there is a dangerous game happening on this chess table that's only for chaos, destruction, confusion, loss of life, inhumaneness. The ugliness in people's hearts have shown. you are clearly seeing your enemy in front of you now. This person, you can't discuss differences between them because they might try to do something to you, right? That's not a good place for a system of free speech to have. Free speech's fine print has increased. There has been a few more paragraphs and pages that have been added to it as of September 10th, 2025. Free speech has a fine print. Now, that's all I had to say. I don't have no more to say. I was gonna make a Dangerous Games Part 2. Maybe I'll name it this, but I think free speech has a fine print. It's probably the most or more appropriate title for this episode of Think Pieces and Conversations. Welcome to another episode of Think Pieces and Conversations. Welcome to another one, man. Let the flames of purification roar in the background. Everybody who's outside, everybody who are controversial and provocative with how they talk, somebody who says no, somebody who is not agreeable, this is an attack on you, not me attacking you. The things that are occurring in this political climate right now in America, there is an attack that is happening because there is a side that is clearly losing, right? There is a side that don't want to discuss. They don't want to talk anymore. Unfortunately, we still want to talk, but we don't know what's gonna happen from here on out. We can't discuss no more. We have to focus on what we focus on. Stay protected. Stay on our job. Stay, protect the bag. When you're at a company, you don't talk about somebody in a disrespectful manner that you know barely anything about. You've seen 2 clips. You don't go on your little social media platform and disrespect. I've seen very nasty things online. Nasty things that have shown people's intelligence, people's critical thinking skills. It's at an all-time low. I don't want to associate with people that aren't human first. That's seeing somebody lose their life in front of their wife and kids isn't human. When you say and when you cheer and applaud for that, right? You need to learn your context first. And even if the context agreed with your sentiment, as a human being and an American that has lost his life in front of his wife and kids, you never celebrate that. You never disrespect the dead. Okay? Ever. Welcome to another episode of Think Pieces and Conversations. I love y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. I just had to say a couple things. I didn't really have a subject matter that I wrote down or anything. This just came to my head, and I hope you learned something today. Be vigilant. Think twice before you speak. Listen twice before you speak. Look twice before you speak. Right? I'm out of here.